Hello, hello everyone. I hope that you can hear me and see me really well. I hope that you're all doing really well, guys. I can see already from the chat there's quite a few of you here. It is an honor to be here on Tuesday, the week before Christmas. The week before Christmas. It's so nice to see so many of you here on the live. It's oh hi Midnight Blue, Eric Jackson, Cool Blue, the guy next door. I'm so happy that you're here. Where are some of you from? Hello Sammy. Where are some of you from? If you could just put that in the chat so I kind of know. Hello Lynn. It's so nice to see you guys here. Honestly, so lovely. Well, we've got a corker of a live today. Today we're talking about our all narcissists, soulless and dark. And sweepstakes, hello. We've got Brandon as well. Thank you so much for your lovely comments. Oh, guys, so it's the week before Christmas. How is everyone? How is everyone feeling? We've got Sleepy. Hello. Anushka, how many victims of narc abuse have ADHD, or am I the lucky one? Oh, bless you. Do you know what? It is a thing I've heard, but I don't know how many. Link fam, hello from California. Zoe, West London, massive in the house. Whoop, whoop. Yes, we've got the London massive, east side, west sides. We've got Detroit, we've got Phoenix, Arizona, Arlington, Chicago. Do you know, Zoe, every time I do that, it actually makes me laugh. I actually laugh myself. Anyway, those that know will know. We got Joe, we got Eric, Galacia, Hannah, Phil, Louisiana, Philippines. Hello from the Philippines. It must be so early for you. We've got Algeria. Oh, Sammy, you're all the way in Algeria. Hannah, you're in the UK. Oh, recovering from flu here. Oh, and have ADHD. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Do you know what? ADHD is a cool thing to have, actually. We've got Italy in the house. We've got Rotherham as well. Oh, this is amazing. Just out of hospital due to ulcer from stress. Oh, Jason. Jason. Oh, bless you. I'm glad that you are here. And you know what? And you're out of hospital and you're okay. Do you know what? It's going to be fine. We've got Poland in the house. All the Polish family. We've got Ohio. Yang is on his way. He's just messaged me 3 more minutes. He's in the elevator. So we got Yang joining us in a moment. We've got Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, I've been to Phoenix, Arizona like ages ago. It's so beautiful there. So we got, yes, West Sides. Hello, Jared. We got Canada. We got Dominique. Oh, wow. Dominica. We got Nigeria. Wow. This is just, and we got Devon. We have got David in Devon in the house as well. Yeah. Oh, I love you guys. Honestly, I know Midnight Blue. He's on his way. He had to get pizza so you can grill him. He had to get pizza because he went to a football match to see his friend play, but that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, no, look, guys, this is just amazing. Like, I have everyone from around the world. Like, I am so, so grateful to each and every one of you. I really, really am. This is just absolutely amazing. I'm recovering from a cold sore and I literally have just split it. Oh well, like you can see it. Anyway. Oh dear, I was not well and this is the remnants of it. Oh dear, I can feel it. It's bleeding. Anyway, we got Bellingham in the way. Oh, we're here from America. I know. This is amazing. Okay, please ignore my bleeding lip. I literally had a cold sore last week. Anyway, guys. And we got Alexandra from Germany. Well, this is great to have you all here. Honestly, this is absolutely amazing. I'm really conscious of this now. Can everyone see it? Oh, well. Doesn't matter. The show will go on. It's absolutely fine. Right. So anyway, apart from cold sores, honestly, it's absolutely fine. Everyone is doing good. I hope that you are all doing good. I really, really do. So today we are talking about the soulless narcissists. Are they all dark? Are they all this awful person? Like, is this a thing? Okay. Is this something that is part of who they are? Do you know what I mean? Like, is this a thing? Thank you so much. Moving forwards. Honestly, I can see it. I've actually split it. It's bleeding. Oh well. I'm getting better though. Oh my goodness. This is like embarrassing. Anyway, it is on a spectrum. This is exactly what I'm going to be talking about, my friends. This is it. So it's the week before Christmas, my friends. How is everyone doing? Is everybody okay? And there's Yang. How is everyone doing the week before Christmas? Is this any of you guys' first Christmas? You know, like, is this your first time that you're going to be alone? Thank you, Chanel. Thank you. Yeah, so is this any of you guys' first Christmas? You know, like, please do put it in the chat. And also, if you are here and you are watching, I hope that you have pressed the like button as well. I really hope so. This really helps, obviously, to get this information out there. So I really hope that you are able to press the like button, please, guys. SWT says, I'm having a isolate, lonely time into Christmas. Sorry about my crazy Christmas tree. Like, I literally put it on so it just doesn't do this. It's like literally having a SPAC. Sorry about that. I hope it's not too distracting. I actually don't know how to work the controls on these lights. They've got a mind of their own, actually. So you're feeling, SWT, you've got a lonely time Christmas. Losing her is a bigger blow. A lot PTSD, depression, no support group available. Oh, bless you. SWT, do you know what? Join over to the Discord server. There's always somebody there. And I will, do you know what? I will be on next Tuesday, which I don't know if any of you guys celebrate this, but we have Boxing Day here in the UK. So I will be on next Tuesday. I don't know if Yang will be. I don't know if he's visiting family. But I definitely will be on. So don't worry. None of you are alone. You know, there is always help at hand. And do you know what? There's always like resources, you know, over on YouTube. Like, I know it's not the same thing because you can't reach out, you can't talk to others, but at least there's videos for you to watch, for you to see. Do you know what I mean? Like, so don't think that you are alone. Chanel Evans, Miss Anushka, how do you find your own personal triggers? Good question. Good question. I will answer it. Sweepstakes, thank you so much. Wanted to let you all know that it's me, Oxford. Bless you. So sweepstakes is now Oxford. So Chanel, that was a great question. Triggers. Everybody has triggers, including myself. Yes. But the difference here is, it's about the work. It's about understanding what they are and what is it that actually triggers you. And that is the most important thing. It's about understanding what your triggers are so that you can manage them. You know, I've got to say this, and I always say this to my clients, that actually, you know what? All of us have triggers. There's things that we have grown up with that maybe we might not be aware of. And sometimes what happens is our triggers go unnoticed because we don't know what they are. And sometimes they are so deeply rooted that actually it's really hard to get over. So don't think that just because you have triggers, you haven't healed. There's a lot of us who do have triggers, and just because you have them does not mean that you haven't healed. This is a work in progress. That's what you have to remember, that this all is a working progress. So things move forward, and as you become more aware of one thing, then you become aware of another. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it is a work in progress. So don't think that just because you have triggers, you're not healing. I also have triggers, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I've done a lot of work on myself. You know, I've learned a lot about them, but it is what it is, guys. Like, we are human. We're all human beings. Like, you know, no one is better than anybody, and everybody, we all here are in the human form. So there are things that are going to happen for us, you know, and it's just about us being aware of what they actually are and how we can manage them. Okay, how we can manage them. Right, so let's get into this juicy topic, my friends. Let's do this because I know that this is why you guys are all here. I'm going to get comfortable because I'm going to be talking. But my friends, so I also want to get your input as well, okay? Because this really helps, you know, for us all to understand, for us all to process what is going on, what has happened, and what will happen. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Indigo. Stay present, ignore, observe. That is what is really, really important here. Okay, so are all narcissists soulless and dark? Well, let me put this question out there to each and every one of you. What do you think? Do you think that they are all soulless and dark? Guy next door, thank you so much. Thank you. What appears to be good with a narcissist is not without a catch, but many facades illustrate both good and bad. It's how they hide their true self. Absolutely. And I completely agree with you on this one. Because with this title, or with this statement that I kind of put out there on the title, sorry, my hair, you know, what I'm doing is I'm combining the spiritual aspect, but also the psychological aspect. Because if we really think about it, right, soulless and dark, that's more of a spiritual kind of terminology here, isn't it? Whereas narcissism is more of a psychological term. It's a psychological diagnosis. It exists within the DSM. Soulless and dark doesn't exist in that statistics manual, which is good for nothing. I didn't say that. Okay, I didn't say that it's good for nothing, but it really is. Like, I mean, how do they even describe narcissism in there? Does anyone know? Does anyone, like, literally there's like 9 points, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but there's like 9 points in this DSM, and a lot of them are like, they could apply to a lot of people, you know, like it's not very specific, which is why it is really hard to diagnose narcissism. Usually it is, they diagnose them as borderline with narcissistic traits. I think that's what really actually happens. But yeah, Caleb says selfish, sneaky, sick, holistic approach. Nods. Yes, they're soul parasites. Yes, David, I really like that. And Sammy says demonic. Yes. Do you know, I've got to say, right, just as we're going down that road, I have to remain impartial, my friends. I have to remain impartial. I really wish that I could voice exactly what I do think. But this isn't about me and what I think. This is about your healing and how you understand this, how you process this. This information that I'm going to provide today, I don't want it to go down a religious route because I don't want to offend anybody. But, you know, sometimes I really wish that I could say what I felt, what I really, really wanted to say. So, Sammy, whilst you are saying they are demonic, I have to remain impartial, but I'm sure that a lot of you can kind of guess what my actual thoughts would be on that. And we will discuss it. Like, I'm not saying we're not going to talk about it, but yeah, sure, we will mention some little sprinkled bits of things on that. Guy next door, the DSM-5 is outdated and lacks proper updates. Exactly. This is something, I think this was like written, I think it's like the 50s or 60s. And a lot has happened since then, my friends. A lot has happened. Whilst many diagnoses have stayed the same, but there has been a lot of scientific and medical research that has happened, and things change. We understand the human condition a little bit differently. But yeah, the DSM hasn't been updated. So I think they like to keep us in boxes, if you know what I mean. So we are, you know, easier to control, easier for us to be put in, we are this or we are that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's really what is going on. Okay. So when I talk about soulless or dark, we're really talking about the spiritual aspect here, okay? Someone who doesn't have a soul. So if we think about it, we know what souls are, okay? We know what a soul is. Each and every one of us have this. Okay, and in like the Greek philosophy, you know, you got Plato and you got Aristotle, who talks a lot about spiritualism, and the aspect of how each and every one of us have this within us, and this is an aspect and a part of us, and we are all here on this spiritual journey. But again, I don't want to put words in people's mouth, because again, spiritualism is a matter of opinion, and it's contrary to everybody's beliefs. So I don't want you guys to take this as fact. Okay, these are just my opinions. Zoe says, isn't the DSM due to be rewritten soon, Anushka? I haven't heard that it will be, or it should be. It really should be, but it's I don't think it is DSM written by narcs. That's a good analogy. That is a really good analogy. Yes. So going back to the aspect of us having a soul, I feel like we all do, and this is part of our spiritual journey, this human condition. Even the fact that we have narcissistic individuals, which are actually our karmic partners that have been sent into this lifetime to clear karma, teach us lessons about ourselves. Because look, if you think about it, right, after the narcissist has been in your life, you are a completely different person, right? You are completely different. You are not the same person that they met, right at the beginning. Like, even you are not the same person. They certainly are not. But you also are not the same person that that they met. You have evolved, you have moved forward. There's a lot more understanding and life experience that you basically have. So this is how, in the spiritual aspects, they talk about how our soul evolves. We learn a lot about ourselves. And I know that a lot of you that are on this live are also quite spiritual individuals. I am as well. So this is what I mean. It's like, it's a really matter of opinion in this, and there is no right or wrong answer in this. You really need to use your intuition, your gut feeling, because it is never ever wrong, and that's what you have to know. Cool Blue, but staying no contact. Yeah, it is about staying no contact. It is about protecting yourself. Chanel's Channel says, do you respond to a situation that you have reacted on in the same way for a long time? Chanel Evans, I don't know what you mean by that. How do you respond to a situation that you have reacted in the same way for a long time? Well, this is all about, do you know what this is all about? Boundaries. It's up to you. You're in charge of you. You can behave any way that you want to. So this is really about putting boundaries in place, because actually you are realizing what is right for you and what doesn't work for you. And that's about you putting that in place. And it's absolutely fine for you to do that. And I hope that's what you mean. I hope that's how I understood the question, and I hope that's what you meant. I hope that I haven't got that wrong. I Cool Blue, I do think that there is a spiritual aspect to all of this in terms of how we evolve. Because look, at the end of the day, the way we've got to look at this, we have one life, like here, right now, in this incarnation, okay? And it is our responsibility of what we learn from this life. Life is all a lesson. We never actually stop learning. We always evolve. We're always going forward. So the fact that if you are there staying stagnant and you're not really moving forward, then are you actually living, or are you just surviving? Are you just surviving something? Is it really life? Like, are you really living? And this is another thing that you have to understand. Like, I mean, a lot of us say like, oh, why me? Why has this happened to me? Why have I had this narcissistic individual? Why have I had these experiences in my life? But think about it. What's the alternative? You're going to be like my neighbor across the road. Like, literally, he doesn't leave the house. He gets food ordered to him all the time. He watches TV. I think he's got enough money that it could see him through. I think he's got like properties, and he just literally rents them out, and he lives off that basically. And he's got a wife, and he's got 2 kids. And I think to myself, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? You have no interests, you have no hobbies. Listen, I am speculating here because I obviously don't know. Like, he's a nice enough guy to say hello and how are you and Merry Christmas too. But I guess I don't know. So I'm speculating here. But the point that I'm trying to make is, do you want to be like those people that just kind of like, Cool Blue, how did you know? Yes, yes, he does. Wait, do you live on my street? So, oh my God, no, I don't. I don't live across the road from you. I am sure that I would have remembered you. I hope that you're not my neighbor from across the road. Terry the tanked up terrapin. Oh my God, how cool is your name on here? How cool is your name? Terry the tanked up terrapin. What? Okay, do you know what? I'm going to answer your question in a moment. I'm just going to finish this topic. So, what I'm trying to say is like, you know, do you want to be living small or do you want to move forward? Do you want to evolve? Do you want to move forward in your life? Okay. Through our experience, this thing called life, we do enter onto this plane, into this experience alone, but we're also going to leave alone. And there's going to be different people that come into your life that are going to affect it in some way. And so we have to take the lessons from that. There are going to be a lot of people that come in and out of our lives. And that is the thing. We have to learn to let go of some of those people that no longer serve us. And this is the same thing with the narcissist, even though they were, quite a pivotal, quite an important aspect of your life, but it isn't the making or the breaking of you. It is an experience that you've had with this person, but actually, if it being a karmic, this is about you to evolve. They're meant to come in and break you open so that you can rebuild yourself and become a better version of you. The fact that you guys are here, and you are doing the work, you are here, you are wanting to learn, you're wanting to get the knowledge. This is about you evolving. So each and every one of you that are here, you're doing the work, you're showing up. And I'm sure that many of you have counselors or therapists, and so you are working on yourselves. This is about self-development. And no, you're not always going to be here wanting to develop yourself, wanting to work on this stuff. No, because there will come a point where you will move forward from this. But what I'm trying to say to you guys is that, even though this person came into your life, they are helping you evolve. And I think, do you know what? I did a video about this and it was called, I'm sure a lot of you will know because I did it quite a few years ago. And it was all about don't hate the narcissist, learn. And I think that was quite early on when I started this channel. And I think that's what I kind of wanted to kind of say or have the message that actually don't hate them, because hatred will only turn into anger or upset for you and it will only damage you. Don't hate people. And I know I'm not saying that you have to forgive them and you have to forget what has happened, but you don't have to hate someone, because when we hold on to hatred, it really just hurts us, okay? It really just hurts us. This is about letting go and not having an emotion, not even having an opinion, not having an emotion about what has happened. Yeah, I understand that it is hurtful. I understand that it is traumatic, what has happened. Believe me, my friends, believe me, I understand this. But holding on to this is going to rot you from the inside out. And like I said, you guys have one life, all right? Do you want to be sitting there, okay, hating someone, putting all of your energy and effort on hating someone and putting all of that attention on this person, when really, right now, they're insignificant in your life? All right, my friends, that's what I mean about letting that go. All right, don't hold on to this negative energy, bad karma. Don't hold on to it. Okay, guy next door, thank you so much. Many people experience losing themselves. They often feel that they're in survival mode in order to not denote the ticking time bomb partner. Absolutely. We do feel like we are losing ourselves because We also feel that the narcissist takes a lot from us, and part of that is our identity. All right. They take part of our identity. And it's very sad. It is very hurtful that this actually happens, that somebody would be so cruel, because everything that they do is so personal, isn't it? The fact is that it is also personal to you. And that's where it becomes an issue. That's really where this becomes a real issue, is because it is absolutely, Angela, I really love this. Living well is the best revenge. And that is the thing. Fine. I understand they've left you in survival mode, but you know what? This is your responsibility to get yourself out of it. And I know that's probably not what you guys want to hear, but it's no one else's responsibility. It's your life. And this is what I wanted to say. It is your life. And what do you want to be remembered by? What do you want to achieve in this life? Okay? Because it's not about that time is ticking, or, you know, you're running out of time. There's always enough time. Time is also, what's the word? I hate this when this happens. Time is a construct. Okay? It's not actually real. It's a construct. Those that know will know. So, you know, there's always enough time. There's always enough of everything to go around for everybody. All right. So do this for you. All right. Take your energy back. Take your attention back onto you, because you are the most important. You are the most important right here, right now. And it's always been about you. So what do you want to take from this experience? What do you want to know? Okay. So I need to answer that question. I haven't forgotten about the, I've forgotten the name of the person. It's something to do with terrapin. I do remember that. That was such a cool name. So it's about limerence. I did an interview actually with Ross Rosenberg, actually all about limerence. But limerence is quite a relatively new topic. And I've got to say that I'm not quite hot on the topic and the subject of knowing it, but really I'm going to just talk about what I kind of do know about the topic. Limerence is where we become attached to someone. Okay, well, we get attached to someone and we cannot stop thinking about this person. All our energy and effort is put onto that person. We have thoughts about this person. We imagine what our future would be like, or maybe what a relationship would be like with this person. So it can become quite damaging, because what happens is we live in this fantasy world, okay, when there is no real concrete, I was about to say evidence, or there is no real substance for a relationship with this person. It's kind of like, you know, like, I don't know if any of you guys used to do this, but I did. So, you know, when you were a teenager and you have like a pop star or an actress or an actor, and you think, oh my God, they are so amazing. I really love them. I really want to be like them. It's kind of like that. It's like, there's no way that I was going to go out with this pop star from the US, you know, like, or there was no way that there was ever going to be a relationship with this pop star, but you're always like, oh, they're so cool. And you imagine that you're their girlfriend or you're their boyfriend. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of an analogy, but, it's that kind of analogy that happens, you know, with limerence. And this is all to do with attachment, how you relate to that person, how you kind of interact with that person. And that's sometimes where it becomes problematic. And I do wonder whether the narcissist actually does enter this state of limerence right at the beginning. You know, when they're like love bombing us, you know, they're shadowing us, or, you know, they're mirroring us. I do feel like a lot of them do enter into that state. But what happens is it's quickly turned around and they do actually become their real selves. And so this is where, you know, the devaluing and the discard actually happens. So I hope that answers your question. Terry, the tanked up terrapin. Yes, Terry, that was you. Yes. So I hope that answers your question. If not, please do let me know, and I'll try and answer it like in more detail. So don't action. Big Fact says, I'll never bottle emotions from a discard. It's not about them. After that, it's about me. Correct. Correct. That's it. That is exactly it. We need to stop internalizing this as it being actually our fault, because it's not. It's not anything that we've done wrong. You've got to understand that who you are dealing with and what is actually happening, that this is a discard. This is someone that cannot understand their own emotions, and really it's done as a control feature, so to speak, you know? So, so soulless and dark. Now on this point, have any of you ever noticed their dark eyes? And I know I've asked this question before. I know that I have talked about this before on the lives, on the videos, about, their soulless, dark eyes. If you have, please do put a yes in the chat. I would like to know if any of you guys have seen this. Terry, the tank top terrapin, says it's almost like the narc limerence gets turned around and pulling the victim into their own state of limerence and lasts long after the end of the relationship. Yeah, just on a final note, on a final note, I do believe that it does get turned around, and then we start romanticizing that relationship. And I guess that's really what I wanted to kind of touch on, is how we end up when we are in this trauma bonded state, or this traumatized state, that we actually end up romanticizing this relationship. We kind of think, oh, hold on a minute, did I imagine this? Were they really like this? Or, am I making this up in my mind? And a lot of my clients have actually said that. Thank you so much, Guy Next Door. I will read your comment out in just a moment. Okay. Yeah, so I'll answer that in just a moment. Sorry, I was just reading the comments. Yeah, I think that it's very much a possibility that we do end up, romanticizing this relationship and kind of doubting ourselves. And it's kind of called that we end up gaslighting ourselves to believe the lies, And I think that is... it's very problematic that we do that, because you see, over time, as we have been with this narcissistic or this toxic person, we end up doubting ourselves. We end up doubting what is actually truth, which is the reality, and what is actually illusion, because we have spent so much time in that illusion state that the narcissist has actually put us into. So we then struggle. We struggle to see what is reality and what isn't. And that's why we question ourselves. So that's why when we are in the trauma bond, we end up romanticizing this and thinking, do you know what? Maybe I made this mistake. Maybe none of this is actually real. Maybe I need to go back to them. And this is how we then cycle back, because we believe that maybe we were the ones in the wrong and that somehow we need to put this right. So we take on the blame. We do the work whilst they are doing nothing, and just being them. And this is how we feel that we get sucked back into this scenario, back into this relationship. You're absolutely right. Soul says, yes, I felt the darkness. It's undeniable. And there is a spiritual element going on. Yeah. Yeah. So I can see that a lot of you have seen those dark eyes. Yes. Someone says, yes, the eyes have a look of contempt. Yes, Midnight Blue. You're all right. Sergio, hello. Yeah, I would say it was all fake. Dennis, you're all right. Eyes do have emotions. You can always read what someone or who someone is by their eyes. That is a thing. It is a thing, definitely. So yes, their eyes turn black, and it's almost as though there is nothing there between the eyes. It's quite a scary thing, isn't it? It's quite a scary thing when you see this for the first time. It is almost as though it is quite shocking that this would exist, because I'm sure that a lot of us actually see this on the movies. Yes, David James, eyes are the windows to the soul and they are just dark. Yeah. So it is the two things are linked, aren't they? It's, you can always tell what someone's like by their eyes. You know, if someone is a kind or a good person, because your eyes have energy. They are the windows to your soul. They do also tell a story. You can also read how someone is feeling, what's going on for them through their eyes. Now, if somebody has dark eyes, there is a chemical reaction, I've got to say, that actually does happen. You know, when someone experiences rage, sadness, anger, you know, really intense negative emotions, it's almost as though a hormone is released, and I don't know which one it is, so please don't take my word for it. You guys are going to have to research this, but I know that I've read this somewhere, that actually when that happens is there is like a chemical reaction that does actually happen, and it does cause the eyes to go black. Or is there a more sinister twist to this? Obviously, I can't go into it here, but I'm just kind of asking for your opinion. Do you feel that there is something more sinister going on here? Like, for example, hosting spiritual warfare. You know, do you guys feel like there is something more? When somebody has like a blank stare, this can be very scary, right? Because it's almost as though this person feels nothing, or there is nothing going on. So you can't read that person because the eyes are just not showing you. It's just a blank stare. And I know that a lot of you are kind of like saying, yeah, this is the thing, you know, this has actually happened. P48. I know you guys could take it. I know that you guys would probably be interested in this. Do you know, I need to set up a separate channel where I can actually talk about this stuff. But yes, soul, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Betsy says, hi Anushka, I have seen the darkness when he cheated and discarded, but there are things that don't seem to match narcissistic traits. He is careful not to be cruel with words and not physically abusive. They know what they're doing. They know. They know. Luke says, I would look at her and see my ex. Same eyes, same frown, same misery. Yeah. Yes, Betsy, I'm sure. Yeah, it's covert. Yeah, because they're hiding. They're hiding themselves. Yeah, absolutely, David. The eyes show so much of the person within. Yes, similar to a daydreaming stare, but it's more of I'm talking about more intense stare. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the narcissist. Like, it could be someone that you have seen, you know, like out and about, like, this has happened to me. Like, I have seen, you know, like when you get that kind of death stare. That's the kind of one that I'm talking about. And you can feel the energy of that person through their eyes. It's almost like, you know, like when you're out and or wherever you are, you can feel someone's energy on you. You know, like when they're staring at you, you know, and you don't realize straight away, and then you feel this energy, like this hole that's burning into the back of you, and you turn around and this person is staring at you. That's kind of the same thing that I'm talking about, but it's like the dark eyes, the stare that there is nothing there. It's quite scary, quite scary. But what you do have to understand, and something that I do have to say, is narcissism is on a scale, all right, where somebody, you know, is quite selfish, doesn't think about anybody else, you know, think about themselves. They have no empathy. They cannot understand you. They cannot put themselves in your shoes. I mean, that is quite that's a narcissistic trait. All right. And we all have traits. And that's why this is called a personality disorder, because it's a disordered personality. We've all got a personality. So what is it that makes it become disordered? And what is it about the personality that exists on a scale? So you see, what this really is about is how this person behaves, interacts, perceives, and has emotional intelligence. Because as human beings, we are quite emotionally intelligent. We are quite developed. This is the way that we, perceive our set. Like we use the environment. We use our senses to be able to understand and be able to survive in our environment. But when you have someone that is quite narcissistic, they're not able to do that. So they try and survive in their environment in various ways. So that's like literally using people. So when you're trying to get over a trauma, when you're trying to forget who you are, when you're trying to cope, they use other people to be able to cope with what they are going through or what is going on for them. So this is why, they need to have a lot of people around them. So let's just take that aspect, okay? Do all of us need a lot of people to give us validation? Do we need people to keep telling us that how wonderful we are? No, we don't, because we know that we don't need so much validation like all the time. But someone who is narcissistic needs the attention constantly. It's not okay just from one person. It needs to be more and more and more. Okay, so they're all constantly needing somebody or people to make them feel better. Like, for example, the lying, not being able to be honest about who they are, how they feel, what's going on for them, okay? They can't say their truth. They want to hide it. They don't want anybody to know because they feel like if you're going to be vulnerable, then if they are going to be emotionally vulnerable, then you are going to take advantage of them because that's what they would do. So a lot of the time they are projecting. They are this person because they have to be able to survive in their environment. So their behaviors become very dysfunctional, and even the way they speak. Think about it, my friends. Like, I'm sure that a lot of you, okay, have had very strange conversations with these types of people. Okay, they're not able to think congruently for it to flow, okay, for it to move, for the conversation to move forward. Like, there is no growth. Okay, see, they want to control, so they want things done their way, the way that they want to. All right, so there is no possibility for it to be any other way. It just has to be like this. Okay, so this is what I mean about a disordered personality. Okay, you just don't behave like this. You can see how, their behavior affects other people. All right, and they don't care. They actually don't care that it does. For them, it's about winning. For them, it's about feeling good about themselves, about feeling good that they've caused you damage. Okay? That's what this is about. So can you see, all right, if we all ended up doing that, imagine we all did things like that. Or imagine there being a lot of narcissistic people in a small area. What would happen? What would happen if we all behaved like that? Think about it. The results would be quite devastating. So what I mean by that, there probably would be a lot of rage, anger, and they probably would all end up, I don't know, murdering each other. Okay, because they have no patience. They have no understanding. There's no empathy. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's the interaction is disordered. And there is an agenda behind this. All right, so if we go to the other side of the scale where we're looking at the Hannibal Lecters of this world, the psychopathic traits, the American psychos of this world, all right, those are the high end. Now, if you look, very, very intelligent characters. I mean, even American Psycho, didn't he work like in banking? Or wasn't he like stocks or something like that? I can't remember. I can't remember watching that film. I haven't seen it for quite some time. Or Hannibal Lecter, for example. I know that these are fake characters made up, for the film. But, very intelligent people. Very intelligent. They can read you. They can read your emotions. This is cognitive empathy, isn't it? You can, exactly, Michael. It would be like Mad Max. Yeah, if they were all together. You know, so this is what I'm saying. It all exists on this scale. So some of us, or some of them, not us, but them, have quite narcissistic traits who are really, really obvious. But then there's others who are not so prominent on this scale and it doesn't show up. So where does this soulless and dark fit in on this scale? And this is the point that I was trying to make. Where does this all fit in? Because does it mean that those people who are selfish, who, you know, who are not able to understand empathy, who are just being nasty to you? Or when we are talking about the people who are completely and utterly on the other spectrum of the scale, you know, who is it? Where does this begin? What is going on? You know, that's what we need to think about. Are we, and I'm just putting this out there just for conversation, like, are we just tarnishing these people? You know, because if we're thinking about it, like, they have got enduring mental health. So does that mean that we are judging them as soulless and dark? Even though their behaviors have affected you in a certain way, does it mean that they are all soulless and dark? I'm just putting this question out there to you guys just to get your opinion, because I think it's a great point of discussion as well. So it'd be really nice to get your thoughts as well. And also, guys, if you are watching or you have just recently joined, please do press the like button. I would be really grateful if we could get those like buttons up. Oh, thank you, Sammy. Thank you so much. Yes, please do hit the like button. I would be really grateful if you did. Thank you. Cool Blue says a selfish person has some narcissism, but they are not like that. Yeah, so this is existing on a scale. So Carl says undeveloped inner child. Yes, absolutely. That is the issue here. That is exactly what has happened. Joe says they love the prize of winning, but not the work or journey that made it worthwhile. Yeah, absolutely. P48 says judge the fruits of a person, their fruits are rotten. I really like this. Really, really like this. High Kick says undeveloped inner child is sort of where my mind has gone because of them are at one point living in an apartment. I believe it's still in school. Very good. Yeah, absolutely. I am loving your feedback. I'm loving it. Guys, please keep it going. Please let me know your thoughts. I know there's more of you on here. Sergio says, doesn't matter. Abuse is abuse. Very true. Very, very true point. Yes. Crypto Rose says, since they know what they are doing, can they choose not to do it? Therefore, evil at core. Yeah, that's a really good point. I don't think that they choose not to do it. It makes them feel good when someone else feels bad. So I do feel like it is an actual choice and they continue to do that. I completely agree. David says, do narcissism start with poor parenting? Yes. It really does start in childhood. Yeah, absolutely. It's where that child hasn't been taught or understands social cues, understands empathy. They haven't been shown certain things which their parents should have been showing, but they haven't. And so this is where a lot of the narcissism is actually behavioral. I don't feel, and again, this is opinion, I don't feel that it is genetic. It is a developmental disorder. It is very much behavioral. And I feel like because the child, it's ultimately, the way that I put it down to is a rejection of love, a rejection of self, okay? This narcissistic child, okay, wants to get their parents' attention, their love. That's why. Oh, M. Singh, hello. Hello, Auburn, flying loads, miss you all. We've missed you. We have so missed you. Thank you for the donation. Bless you. Thank you. That's so nice that you were able to make it. Oh, so pleased to hear. So yeah, going back to the point I was trying to make, like, it is all to do with that, the way that the child has been taught. They're not able to develop a sense of self. Guy next door, thank you so much for your donation. Is it possible to have both narcissistic and empathetic traits in us? Normal people have a mix of both traits. Their narcissism is controlled by empathy. This is a really good point. Now, narcissism, you know, like, I don't like saying, right, this is just me, I don't like saying that we all have narcissistic traits, okay? We all have traits, but we have filters, so we know what is right and wrong, okay? A lot of us, or most of us, don't lie. Yes, sure, we tell the white lie, you know, of how much something costs, and we hide the shoes at the back of the wardrobe. Not that I ever do anything like that, but just saying, you know, like telling white lies compared to, you know, no, I didn't cheat on you. No, like, no, I didn't. You made me do this. You know, like compared to something that is life altering, the cost of the shoes compared to whether this person makes or breaks this relationship. Okay. That's kind of what I'm saying. Okay. The way that they do it, there is consequences. Okay. It has dire consequences to the things that they say, the things that they kind of lie about. All right. So ultimately, what I'm saying is narcissistic traits. Do we all have them? I like to say that we don't like have narcissistic traits. Yes, we have empathetic traits, but this is what I was saying. We all have filters where we know how to be able to control those aspects of us. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hope that makes sense, and I hope I didn't go all the way around the house just trying to explain this, like, because I'm trying to kind of make this make sense. Sorry, my voice, but I hope that does kind of like, yeah, make sense. Because we have empathy. That's the other thing. We have empathy, so we are able to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes. Now, like, would we want to cause so much hurt and so much pain by saying such a lie? I know I'm using this as an example about lying, but would you really want to say like such a profound lie that is going to be life altering? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we are able to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes and understand that, you know, how our behavior affects other people. And I guess that's the thing, isn't it? It's about, like, we have an understanding of how our behavior affects another. It's about having self-awareness, which the narcissist doesn't. They don't have it because, remember, going back into childhood, their real selves, okay, they weren't allowed to develop who they are. They were very controlled, and it was very much conditional love. So there was conditions to the way that they could be. They were also very much rejected as who they are. So they had to conform. They had to be a certain person that their parents wanted them to be. Okay? That's what it is. Sorry, guy next door. What I meant to say is that we can all display narcissistic traits, but not on a consistent basis. We have a glimpses of narcissistic behavior. Yes, absolutely. And you know what, guy next door? A lot of people, and again, this is what I meant. This was just really my opinion, because I don't like saying that, oh, we're all narcissistic or we all have these traits. It's just certain aspects of it, yes, can be considered like, yeah, we can all be selfish at some point. Yeah, sure. But this, what I'm trying to say is that this behavior doesn't have dire consequences, and we don't affect people to such a degree. So yes, in a way, like what you're saying, guy next door, yeah, sure, there are traits of this. And this is why it's really, really hard to define, right? Because we all have a personality. And this is what I was saying before. Disordered personality. That's ultimately what we're talking about, a disordered personality. But yet we all have a personality. But what makes it disordered? Well, that's really all about not being able to have empathy, to be able to understand others, to not really understand how our behavior affects another person. We all do. And I think for a lot of us, we're on the other side of the scale, you know, like where it really, like we really able to feel how our behavior affects another person almost makes us sad. We can feel emotions. Now, for someone who is narcissistic, being able to feel is sensory. Okay, this is what I was saying right at the beginning. Okay, for those of you that have joined late, all right, this is what I was saying. Like we use our senses to survive in our environment. That's touch, that's smell, that's sight, that's taste. Which other one did I miss, guys? I've forgotten. We also are able to. Did you know that telepathy was another one? If we are, if we were that developed, we could all be telepathic. But in a way, we are able to understand somebody else's feelings. So we are feeling them. That's our heart space, isn't it? Okay, that is our heart space. So a narcissist doesn't have the full use of their senses, which is why we see these people as selfish, strange, weird. We're not able to understand their behaviors because they don't have full access of their sensory range. So sure, there are bits where they do, but then understanding, empathy, being able to be aware, they don't have that, do they? They don't have that. So yes, Isabel, or P48, yeah, predatory. It becomes predatory. You become hunted. But then this is where we need to, oh, don't worry, Yang, that's okay. We need to become, this is where our awareness comes in, okay? This is where we also need to be aware and to protect ourselves. If they're, they are predatory, they will look for for these types of people who are quite sensitive, who are very sensitive souls, who are very aware. They're going to be attached to people like that. Thank you so much, Pete. Repeat. Thank you. Status and power is who they are. They have no morals. They help each other in the clique as a family. Love like they should with other husband or wife. Yes, it is status and power. You are absolutely right. And it's hierarchy, isn't it? It's hierarchy is power. Absolutely. You are 100% right. But you see, that's because actually, what else have they got? What else have they got to give? Because when you are depleted, when you don't feel, when you are not the same as everybody else, okay, because they know they're not the same as everybody else. So how else are they able to fit in? How else are they able to disguise who they are? Status and power. They've got to be that. It's one-upmanship, isn't it? You see it at work with certain individuals when they have, that trait. They've got to be very competitive. They've got to be the ones that have got to win at all costs. Doesn't matter about you. They've got to win. And that, my friends, that is how you can spot somebody like that. Yes, Cool Blue, I completely agree with you on that one. So it's about, they don't have morals, because if they had morals, then they'd feel guilty, they'd feel sorry. But they have learned to detach from that. They're not connected to their heart space. We as human beings, our heart space, that's all about love. We're meant to actually love one another, have that respect, have that kindness. We're meant to love one another. But actually, when you encounter people like that, soulless, what I really mean here is disconnection. And this is what I've always talked about, guys, isn't it? I always talk about the disconnection from self. To heal is to connect to yourself, because that's what trauma does. Trauma disconnects you from who you actually are. So then you're not really living. You're just surviving. You're in survival mode. And you guys know as well as I do, okay, that this isn't a comfortable state of being. You don't want to be in that state. You don't want to just be surviving. You don't feel, because then you're cut off from your senses. You don't feel who you are or the world around you. So you miss out on a lot, because you're not actually there, which is what has happened to the narcissist. The trauma disconnects them, all right? Trauma, but I mean emotional trauma, where they have been discarded. If you really think about it, they have been discarded from their parents. Their parents have rejected them. And this is what I mean. Rejection of love, rejection as a human being. So Think about how profound that is for a child. Okay, a child who only wants their parents' love, their parents' unconditional love. They want to feel accepted. And when your parent doesn't give that to you, when your parent does not validate you, think about, excuse me, the damage that that will cause to a child when all they want is that. So what they do is they mold themselves into someone that they want that their parents want them to be. And if you think about it, that's what they do to you. They mirror you because they want you to accept them. These are all repeated behaviors from childhood, from their childhood experience. If you think about it, right, everything that they do, the love bombing, the mirroring, the shadowing of who you are. Okay, this is what they had to do as children. So this is how they learned how to be. This is how they survived in their world. So going forward, they're just repeating these behaviors. So they've not had the space or the ability to develop who they are, to develop who their inner selves at the core, their authentic selves. And when you don't have that, you feel very lost in your world. So yes, you can become very soulless. You can become very lost in who you are. You don't even know. Okay, they are human beings, okay, that have been rejected and looking for their parental love. They're looking for their mother or their father, someone who they didn't get the validation from, or someone who didn't get the perceived validation from their parents. And so what happens is they retreat back into themselves and they become broken. And they're constantly looking for that in romantic partners. They're always looking for that validation, for that acceptance from their partners. Okay, because they feel like if you love them, okay, it will cure them. But look, my friends, you have loved them unconditionally. You've done everything that you could for this person, and that still could not cure what they are going through, because the love isn't there. They don't recognize it. They never had it. They did not recognize it. So even if you're giving them unconditional love, this person doesn't recognize it when it's right in front of their face. And that is what you have to remember. So for those of you that are stuck in this trauma bond, or thinking that, oh, you know, maybe I should have, would have, could have done this, could have saved them, they could have been happy, it could have been all right. No, you can't. So this is why, you know, a lot of you kind of have asked, thank you, Link5007, thank you. Would you send a breakup letter to a narcissist? Why not? Probably not. And the reason why I say that is because you can show them with your behavior. The fact that you are going to take time to write this out, it means that they have all this information on you of how you are feeling, why you have done this. I think for you, literally, the best thing to do is just to go silent, just to ghost them. Okay, that means you get a clean getaway without any arguments, without any uncomfortableness of explanation. You know, I just feel like if you were going to write a breakup letter, I just think, what is the point? You're putting yourself out, your emotions, what you're feeling, what you're going through. To be honest with you, think about it this way, right? If the shoe was on the other foot, would they send you a breakup letter? Would they say how they feel? And I feel like it's a really harsh thing. I completely understand, to cut someone off is really harsh. But you don't really have another alternative, because they're going to keep coming back. They're going to still try and get your attention in some way. So the quickest way is just to kind of ghost. But I know that that's not always easy. And I know that's quite hard to actually ghost someone, to actually just completely remove yourself from somebody. I understand that there's probably feelings and emotions that are involved. But if you are ready to break up, you are ready to walk out of this relationship, then you've got to be ready to go no contact. Okay. No contact is literally going to save you. If you have children or you have assets, that needs to kind of be resolved first. Yeah, I know that. I hope that answers your question. And if you want more clarity, please let me know, linkfan007, because I think you're giving too much information. I think you're giving too much of yourself, you know, like it's better just to remove yourself from that person. Guy next door, thank you so much. Childhood can't excuse or justify abuse, but it's definitely a piece of their personality puzzle. One child can become a narcissist and the other one not. No, you're absolutely right. This isn't about excusing the abuse, but what I was trying to do, I think it was trying to get to kind of give more clarity into understanding why these people do this. Okay, it's not because you deserved it or it was your fault, you know, or you needed to fix them in some way. No. Abuse is abuse. And I'm not saying that you should excuse them because they don't have an idea of what they're doing. A lot of them do. A lot of them do understand and do know what they are doing. Okay. And this isn't just because they're having a bad day. So I'm just going to be horrible. No, this is them. Okay. This is them. There is an agenda behind it. They do want you to realize that actually you need to do this or you need to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very much done to cause an effect on you. And the reason why they're trying to cause an effect on you is because they need to know that you still care, that there is something there. You know, growing up with narcissistic parents, they would never have got the validation. So this is what they're seeking. This is what they are seeking. Oh, right. I see, Guy next door. You're absolutely right. Yes, it is the childhood factor within this that causes the narcissistic. Absolutely. Dr. Marni Hill, thank you for coming onto the live. Bless you. Thank you. Marni says, stay strong, everyone. Need Anushka's advice. Thank you so much. Marni has released some amazing books. I know, I need to plug them. Dr. Marni, I need to plug them. Thank you so much. You can access them. There is a link in my description box that takes you straight there. Marni has written some amazing books to help you guys to be able to understand and go, like, have understanding of what you have gone through. So these books are a great resource for you, especially, like, for example, if you're going, oh, bless you, thank you. Especially, like, if you're going through courts, for example, and you need certain terminology to be able to kind of, like, explain what is going on, how you're feeling. So great books. The link is in my description box. I don't know, Yang, if you're around, would you be able just to get the links from the description box and be able to put them into the chat? But if not, don't worry, it's fine. You can access them from the description box after the live or whatever. But thank you, Marni, for being on here, and Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you. So this is what we mean. This is ultimately where the soul, okay, goes. And I'm going to explain this in more of a kind of spiritual, psychological aspect. Okay. So again, we are talking about the heart, okay? The heart. When your heart is broken, okay? So what happens to a narcissist? When they experience this narcissistic upbringing, I mean, of course they don't understand. They can't put words to it. They don't understand that this is what is happening to them. So the child experiences an emotional breakdown, okay? Because when a child is rejected, when they don't get the love that they are craving from their parents, and it happens over time and time again, the child becomes emotionally broken. They have a breakdown because at the time they don't understand that this is what is happening to them. And so thank you so much, Yang. Thank you. When they are experiencing this, they don't understand that this is what is happening to them. They just know they don't feel good. It is really upsetting. I mean, their heart is breaking. I'm not saying this for you guys to feel sorry for them. I'm not saying this so that you guys have to fix them. It's just so that you know that this is what is happening, and their behavior, okay, is not acceptable, all right? And you don't make excuses or accept this behavior.
So the reason why I'm saying it is so that you guys have the understanding of what actually is happening. So when this child has an emotional breakdown, it breaks your heart. It leaves cracks within the soul. Okay? And usually when things like that happen, they are never able to be themselves again. They are never able to get back to who they are because they have also rejected themselves. So this is at this aspect where they become soulless. Pete, repeat, thank you so much. Thank you. I was treated worse than my narcissistic siblings. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. I really, really am so sorry. And this is awful because you were treated in a certain way. Okay, because this person tried to break you. And I feel like a lot of us here on this live chat have also been treated in such a bad way. That these people tried to break you. These people tried to induce this emotional breakdown on you. But you know what? You didn't crack. You didn't do the same thing that they did. Because you don't go around treating people the same way that they do. You could because their motto is if why should I have to suffer this sad life? Why should I have to go through this? But can you see how they are racking up karma? How they are racking up this negative energy, okay? So this negative energy that flows through them, this toxic energy. This is why their behavior, this is why of who they are, okay, is so toxic. This is why they appear to you to be soulless because of this kind of like motivation that they have got going, like I have to do this to you because why should you have to not experience it? They don't think that, okay, I've experienced this awful thing. I'm going to try and fix myself. I'm going to work through this. But for that, okay, you need awareness. And when you don't have awareness, this is what becomes of you. You become, what's the word? Another word for dumb. Another word for, help me out, guys. You become numb. Rhymes with dumb. You become disconnected. That's the word I was looking for. You become disconnected because you don't want to feel. It is traumatic. It is traumatic, sure. But you don't want to feel because this is what our body does. Our body disconnects. So it's very clever the way that our body protects us if you think about it, right? I'm not saying that it is the best way forward to stay disconnected and move forward in your life. No. But at the time when you are in survival mode, when you are going through a lot of overstimulation, fatigue, your organs, your system, like your nervous system, your adrenal system as well is overstimulated and your body can't cope. It shuts down. It shuts down as a protective measure. So as you can see, as the narcissist has been growing up, this has been their reality over longer periods of time. Disconnection has saved them. So now they got to adulthood. They don't think, I don't want anyone else to go through what I have gone through. Like you guys, you're like, I don't want to go through this. I don't want anyone to experience this. So I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to be a better person, to be able to work through all of this. Narcissist doesn't think like that. What they want, okay, is other people to suffer, okay, because then that makes them feel good. So what kind of a person are they? Soulless, dark, evil. That says to me that is emotional immaturity, and they're not taking responsibility for their own actions. What they are doing is they are emotionally bleeding on everybody else because they're making this everybody else's problem, because this is what they are treating others like. So then you've got to think to yourself, those of you that are still stuck in that trauma bond, do you really need this in your life? Knowing this, do you really need someone like this in your life who is literally just going to keep taking your energy and making themselves feel better? Okay? It's a choice. everything that we do in our life is a choice, okay? And this is why I wanted to bring this subject up, is really, yeah, there may be dark people. There may be dark people. But ultimately, at the core of that, you know, is disconnection, emotional immaturity. There's been no one out there that has said to them, hey, do you know what? Maybe you need to change up the way that you are. Maybe you need to change who you are. No one has ever said that to them. So they think that whatever they're doing is, they're actually better than you. They think that if they're not feeling, they're actually better than you. They're actually stronger than you because they see your emotions as weakness. That's what they do. They see your emotions as weakness. But actually, emotions are your superpower. Actually, being able to harness them, being able to control them, okay? That is a superpower. Not feeling, okay, is emotional immaturity. And you know what? By not feeling, you're not living. So then what are you doing? You're dying. That's what you're doing. That's not the human condition, to not feel. All right? So those of us who are experiencing the PTSD, who are experiencing the trauma bond, yeah, you're probably not feeling right now. But there will come a time where you're like, I don't want to live in this state. And this is where you have the awareness and you have the understanding that actually living like this, or it's not really living, existing like this, is not doing me any favors. I'm not feeling good. It's not making me feel good. I'm not elevating in my life. I'm not moving forward. I'm staying stuck, which is exactly what the narcissist does. Okay? Soulless people stay stuck because they don't have a soul. They don't have a heart. They don't feel. So you stay stuck in a prison, which is where they wanted to keep you. In a prison, they kept telling you lies. They kept telling you that you shouldn't leave. You kept going on that merry-go-round of value, devalue, discard. Yeah? Kept going round and round because that's the prison. Keep going round. If you're doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, isn't that the first sign of madness? Isn't that a saying? I think that's a saying, isn't it? Okay? But that's what they wanted you to do. They wanted to keep you trapped as their emotional slave. Okay? So that's how they can never evolve. They stay at this level. They stay. They keep themselves trapped. Okay? So there isn't a way out for them. I don't feel that there is any kind of treatment or therapeutic interaction for them. Because when you disconnect and you're not feeling, okay, and I'm talking about the ones who are at the higher end of the scale, maybe the ones who are kind of like more of the lower end, you know, maybe they might be able to understand or connect, like understand some sort of emotion. Maybe they do feel a little bit of empathy, but they need to start caring. They need to start understanding how their behavior affects others. Okay. So they thrive off this pain that they cause you. It makes them feel happy that you are sad. It makes them feel happy that they have made you feel a certain way. Okay. And so that's what gives them that motivation to carry on doing what they are doing. Do you see? Do you see how this is wrong? How this unawareness, or this, sorry, I was going to say this kind of asleep state, okay? This is where they are. And that's what I'm saying. You guys evolved. The fact that you have got out of these situations, the fact that you have gone forward. I know it's not been easy. And I know that it has hurt you. And I know it's broken your heart. But you are worth it. Okay? You are worth all of this pain to be able to transcend, to be able to connect to your heart and begin to understand yourself. Begin to feel you. That is the gift. Yes, my friends, I'm not saying that the narcissist is a gift, but the gift is that you start to reconnect to you. You become a different version of yourself. You don't stay stuck. Narcissists stay stuck. Okay, that's who they are. That's what they do. They stay stuck and they repeat it. Look, they repeat the same patterns of behavior. When they get the new supply, the new person, and of course there is always going to be a new person. And so many of you ask me, oh, Anushka, Are they going to change? You know, like with this new person, are they having like the best time of their life? You know, are they, yeah, is this their soulmate? Is it just because it's me and I was the awful one? Look at it from a different perspective. This person is doing exactly the same thing, saying exactly the same lines to a new person. Isn't it what I said before? Doing the same thing over and over but expecting different results. And they always blame you. They always say that you're the crazy one. This is what the smear campaign is about. Can you see it? Like if you look at this information, you know, from a different perspective, can you see what really is going on here? These people are unaware. You can't make someone see something that they're not wanting to see. There's another saying, like, you can't drag a horse to water if it doesn't want to drink. So these people, okay, are just unaware. They don't feel. Isn't that what soulless means? Them as a real person, who they were meant to be, through actualization, through being able to develop a sense of self, that is long gone. Okay, that died in their childhood. When they had that emotional breakdown, that's gone. They are not who they are meant to be right now. Pete, don't repeat. Thank you so much. Thank you. I need to stop tempting them to do evil. It is a blessing to know this is more evil and choose to change. Thank you, Anushka. Bless you. Yes. You don't need to get your own back on these people. You don't need to be teaching them a lesson. You don't need to show them. You don't need to say anything. And this is why I was saying, I've forgotten, earlier you had said, do I write a breakup letter? They're not going to understand it. Like, they're not going to get it. And all they're going to do is punish you. Okay, so you don't need to get them back. You don't need to get revenge on them. There's no need. They're already living in their own hell. These people will never elevate. These people will never get better. They will stay stuck in this mindset. Can you see? Can you see how important it is for you guys to develop and elevate your mindset? Because you stay stuck. Because your eyes will not let you see what you need to see. You know, you can go somewhere, you know, and see something, and then you can go again and see something completely new, and then you can go again and see something new. So this is about when you know, like when you see new things through new fresh pair of eyes. But that's all to do with mindset. It's about how open your eyes actually are. That's really, how open is your mind? So you need to do the work, my friends. You need to do the work. Staying stuck thinking, oh, how can I affect them? Or how do I get them back? Or why has this happened to me? Like, why can't I stop thinking about them? Well, then you're gonna stay in this prison. Even though these people are not in your life, you're gonna still stay in this prison. Because you're going to keep thinking the same thing over and over again. It's that cycle, isn't it? It's that cycle that I keep talking about. Remember, you can have a different perspective on all of this. You know, that is important. You have to do the work. I wish I could do it for you guys. I really do. And this is why I'm giving you these nuggets of kind of information. But you need to work through this. Guys, educate yourselves. Yang says, reset, refocus, but don't you dare give up on your dreams. That is really beautiful. That is really lovely. You're absolutely right. You do not give up on your dreams. Your dreams are yours. Your dreams are what makes you. Okay? You have this one life experience. Do you want to be surviving? Do you want to be living? Do you want to see things the way that they were in this childhood wonder? You know, think about how magical life was when you were a child, when you were seeing things, you know, from a different perspective. Okay? You have been put on this earth to live, to experience, to have the best time. It isn't meant to be about suffering. But the perspective is, if you choose to see it as suffering, then you choose to stay in that prison. And again, how do you get out of it? How do you move forward from that when you're stuck? It's a prison sentence. This person isn't even in your life, but you see this person as someone who has put this on you, has made you stay stuck. Being there is a choice. Being stuck is a choice. You don't have to be there. You can walk out and have an amazing life and smell the roses and enjoy the warm sunshine and eat lots of baklava. That's my favorite. I love that. Eat cake, drink tea, swim in that blue ocean. Yeah, that's all a choice. That is all a choice. Equally, staying in that prison is also a choice. So the way that you elevate, Yang says you can't win in life if you're losing in your mind. I love this. Put your mental health first, yeah? Got it in one. You need to put yourself first. You need to put your mental health, your emotional health first. Because what did I say earlier? You are the most important. You are the one that is the most important. It's not about anyone else. It's you. This is your life. It's not mine. It's yours. If I want something in my life, I've got to go out and get it. Okay? But it all starts here. And that's how you got to think of it. Because ultimately, you've got to understand that our mind is very powerful. You can create, but you can also break. Okay? So it's all about perspective. It's all about how you create this understanding. Okay? You need to educate yourselves. You need to continue to keep educating yourself. You need to keep your mind strong. You need to become resilient. Okay? Because if you want something bad enough, you can have it. There is such thing as manifestation. It's the universal law. It exists. It is true. You're not meant to be here to stay small in your life. Play small. No. You can achieve anything. You can even achieve financial freedom if you really wanted to. Trapped in the narc fog and not a good place to be. Narc free. Bless you. You know, it's okay. You will work through it because you're still stuck in the cognitive fog. It's the, did they say that? Did they not? Did they mean this? Did that? You're connecting the dots. But don't spend a lot of time in this fog. Okay, come out of it. Have a cup of tea and a bit of cake. Do you know what I mean? Go and distract your mind for a bit. Listen to a song. Listen to some music. Listen to something just to get you out of it. Don't live in your mind, okay? Narc free. Do not live in your mind. You got out of it. The worst bit is over. The worst bit is over. Yang says, number 1, forgive your younger self. Beautiful. True. 2, believe in your very current state, very current self. 3, create your future self. Yes. Create your future self. Yang, you're really coming out with them today. Thank you so much for your input. They're brilliant. I love that. When you get better, you win. Aurelia, I love that. When you get better, you win. You win at life. Okay? This person came into your life to do this, to do this. That's what they were there for. So it's given you the gift to be able to build on that, to be able to access this higher knowledge, this wisdom that already exists within you. And how you access it is when you become connected to you, your heart space, your heart. Okay? Because that is the greatest feeling you can have. It's your energy, your heart space. Okay? Love, yes, Angela, loving your inner child. Cool Blue, I know it sucks and I know it's hard work. But aren't you worth it though? Are you not worth this work? Of course you are. It is about you. All of this is about you. And you're absolutely right, Aurelia. Being free from a narcissist is truly a gift. You've experienced the darkness. You've seen how they live, how they think. You've seen the darkness. This is them trapped in that mind state, in that way of being, in that thinking. And they will not be free from that. You are. You are all free. 3 daily wins. I love that. You know, you're out of that. You're moving forward from this. Okay, but you have to put the work in, because it's not going to fall on your lap. It's not going to be in a present under the Christmas tree. You've got to do this for you. So think about it. Think about yourself. So this is quite a significant time of year. We've got Christmas. For those of you that celebrate, we've got the holiday, we've got Christmas around the corner. Where were you this time last year? What were you doing? What have you achieved throughout this whole year? Where are you? Have you remained stuck? Have you been able to move forward? Let this be like a milestone or a timestamp for you to be able to access or assess where you are, where you have gone. Yeah? That's what I'm trying to say. Is think about where you've got to, where and what you have achieved. This is very important for you to check in with yourself. And if there is things that need to be done, make sure that these are your goals. This is what you are going to be working towards. You can start achieving them now. It could be that things like, do you know what? Maybe you are starting a new practice, like maybe meditation. You know, meditation is so important. That's connecting to your higher self. You've already got that wisdom. You already have it. Guys, what I'm saying is nothing new. You guys already know this. What I'm telling you is nothing new. You know all of this. Okay? And if you were to sit and meditate, this information would be said to you. Okay? Because you got to put yourself first. These are practices for you. Get your mind strong. You have to become strong within yourself. It all starts from your heart and your mind. And the only way you make your heart strong is if your mind is strong. It's all interlinked, the mind-body system. It is not separate. Okay? It is not separate. It all exists as one. So when you heal one, you heal the other. Okay? So working on your mind, creating that space, journaling. How many of you are journaling? This is not a plug for my journal club. I'm just saying, if you journal, have a conversation to yourself. Like, do you not want to be friends with yourself? Have a conversation. Talk to you. Journaling is like therapy. For those of you who can't access therapy at the moment, journaling is the next best thing. Okay? Music. Healing music, sound alchemy, okay? 432 megahertz heals the heart. 528 heals the heart and the mind. Are you doing this? Are you working on yourself? Are you think about it, even meditation doesn't have to be that you sit in this darkened room and, you sit there, Do you take time out to even just contemplate, to even just think about things? Amazing, Astro Boy. Yes, Isabel. Amazing. Look, look at these people are journaling. People are doing this. Journaling helps. After years of abuse from ex-narcissists, what a painful experience. No, Mud, bless you. Thank you so much. Okay. Yang says just posted on Discord. Oh yeah, Yang also is doing the newsletters. I think you're going to restart them because Yang's been really busy at the moment doing his bits and pieces. But Yang is doing the self-help kind of worksheets. More information to help you, because when you are putting these practices in place, think about what is happening. Okay, you are creating habits. You are creating new neural pathways. All right, that you're making these synapses fire from one to the other. Your mind is becoming alive. You're going to want more and more information. You're going to want to know more of these things. Now is the holiday season. You have time. You have breaks from work. Okay, those of you that are working 9 to 5. Okay, you've got a break. I really hope a lot of you do. Take this time, okay, to spend some time on you. Okay, because again, it's a choice. It's a choice. None of us have got time. Honestly, none of us have got time to do this, but you have got time to do this. Okay? It's like you got to brush your hair or brush your teeth. You got to blow dry your hair in the morning. Those are the practices that you want to do this, or you need to do this for you to be okay. This is part of your mental health. This is part of your well-being. This is what you need to put into place to make everything okay. If you need to speak to somebody, there are like resources. They don't have to be costly. Like, yes, I am going to plug this one. For example, Yang over on Discord offers coaching sessions, offers, just a way for someone just to talk about things, connect with others over on Discord. I think you just put the Discord server up there, like the link. To join Discord is absolutely free. Being on these lives, it's free. You're elevating your mindset, because what I'm doing is I'm helping trigger something within your mind to think, oh yeah, I need to do this. I need to do this. So take notes, my friends, do this. Okay, because you're creating new neural networks. Your mind is going to be working differently. And for you to be able to sustain this so that it becomes a habit, it needs to be done repetitively over a period of time, usually 21 days. That's minimum. It needs to really be like literally 28 days, 6 weeks, something like that, for it to really become embedded. Are you not worth it? Are you not worth this effort? What else are you going to be doing? Watching Christmas movies that you've seen before? I mean, how many times have you seen Home Alone? Like I watch it once every year. Like I know all the words. It's an hour and a half movie. Spend this time on you. Journal. Meditate. And this is what I was saying. Take time out to process your thoughts. Do you actually have time? Like, do you have even 5 minutes to think? To have that quiet time just to kind of really get in contact with yourself. This is the connection to self. You already possess this information within you. You already have the keys to healing, to moving forward. You just need to unlock them. You need to listen to your inner wisdom. And this is what some of you were saying on here. Gut instinct. It is your instinct. You need to strengthen that, because this is what is going to save you in your life going forward. It has never let you down. But before, you didn't listen to it, which is okay. No judgment. No judgment. We've all done that. We've all been there, including myself. Okay? But now you know. So now, not to be listening to your intuition, not to be connecting to yourself, well, you're doing yourself a great disservice. You're actually abusing yourself too. And I know that's a really strong statement, but I really want to help you guys to move forward from this and make the right decisions for you, okay, that are congruent for you, okay? Arthur says, absolutely, good books are good friends. Yes, audiobooks. If you don't like reading, audiobooks. I understand. Yes, you're right, Eric. I know it's really difficult for some people to be able just to have that time. But sometimes, like even listening to some music, just being with yourself, maybe even if you're doing the washing up or, the hoovering, just listening to that music. And actually, yes, you're right, Michael, breathing in. I know I am breathing in. You see, you're holding on to it. You're like, so you're not getting the breath. You're not actually oxygenating your blood, your lungs. You're not getting what you need. Even just breathing. Even breathing can become a really therapeutic exercise, like breath work. The breathing. When we experience anxiety or PTSD trauma, we do tend to hold our breath. We do tend to, and it becomes a habit. So what happens is our breaths actually get quite shorter. But when we take long breaths in and long breaths out, that actually really calms the nervous system. So guys, you could be even, washing up, washing the dishes. For those of you who can't, make time for this, just breathing in and breathing out, like long breaths. This really calms the system, okay? And this enables, if your system is calm, your nervous system isn't overstimulated, then, it can allow you, okay, to be able to be in a calmer state, which then helps with the processing and then helps you to be your authentic self, because you weren't born with anxiety. You weren't born with trauma. It is something that we have behaviorally picked up along the way. Unfortunately, this is what has happened. We have picked it up. you know? So do this for you. Do this for you. Do this as a gift to you. You know, just taking that time out, putting that time, you know, for you to be able to, I really hope that you do rediscover yourselves and become like, you know, friends with you. Having that time to just be. Just be. That's ultimately what I'm saying. It's just giving yourself that time to be you. Okay, how long has it been since you have been you, like the real you? You know, that you that was unapologetically you. Has it been for most of you since childhood? Has it been since you were a child that you were able to be you like this? So think about how long ago that was, you know, and how long you have had to hold that in and not be able to release. This is ultimately inner child work, okay? Reconnecting to your younger self. I don't know, like some of you, if you are home, you know, maybe at your parents, or you can access photo albums of when you were children. Have a look at that. Have a look at them. This really, really helps. Connecting to your younger self. Have a look at you know, old photo albums of when you were young. I will do this. This is actually giving me ideas. So when I spend Christmas over at my parents', I will have a look. I will ask them to bring out the family album and to look at those times of when I was little Anushka, you know, and try to reconnect back to her. And this is a really, really helpful exercise, you know, because ultimately that inner child is you. And that's what I'm saying is probably for a lot of you, your little self doesn't, or your younger self doesn't feel safe because it didn't in childhood. So it doesn't feel safe right now. But now you are the adult. You can protect your younger self. So it's about saying that it's okay, it's safe to be you. Because how much longer are you going to have to hold this all in? It's uncomfortable, isn't it? It's really, really uncomfortable. And this is ultimately the connection to you is being you, being really who you are. And you have these amazing gifts, okay? These amazing gifts that the world needs to experience. And there's no point playing small. There's no point hiding away. Yes, there's this horrible thing that this narcissistic, this nasty person that has been in your life who really doesn't understand life, okay, who is also surviving in this world, and they've also put that energy on you, okay, because you spent too much time with them. Not that you knew what was going on, but I'm just saying that they've put this energy on you. They've tried to drag you down to their level. They never thought that you would leave. They never thought that you would understand or you would get it. But lo and behold, you have. And now you are moving forward. Now you are understanding. And this is why I'm saying reconnect to who you are. Do the work. Educate yourselves. Absolutely. What books are you reading? Maybe it might be that you download a new book on Audible and listen to that. You know, to try and basically help you to understand and see a different perspective in life, because remember, life is about perspective and choices. So this is about seeing things in a different perspective and making the right choices for you, making the choices that are congruent to you, that actually make you happy, you know, because ultimately, you know, what this all boils down to is your happiness. Okay, is your experience, your human experience here on earth. That's really what matters here. You don't need to survive it. Not anymore. You need to live and see things in a different way and know that you are free. Know that you are free. You're not trapped. Okay, you can do and you can be anyone you want to be. Okay? You can do anything that you want to do. All right? And be anybody. No one should stop you. No one should say no. Okay? I understand that there's a lot of sadness. I understand that there is a lot of hardship for a lot of us, okay? But remember, we can manifest, we can visualize, we can manifest, we can bring the life that we want forward. And believe me, manifestation works. Honestly, I wouldn't have got to 100K on this channel if I wasn't doing manifestation. So I know it works. This is why I'm saying I know that it works. It's all energetic. So remember, if you are elevating your mindset, your energy is going to flow differently because you're going to think differently. You're going to feel differently. And that's how it works. That's the recipe of what you need to do. Recipe for success. Okay? In order for this to be a practice, it needs to be done repetitively. It needs repetition. That's how we learn as human beings. Think about it, you know, like when you were learning for an exam at school, like mathematics exam. How did you learn all of it? You learned, yeah, bless you. Yes, go over to Discord. Go over to Discord and Yang will give you the full recipe for sure. You know, it's a choice. It's always a choice. It's always how you see things. Okay? Elevating your energy is what is going to help you to attract what it is that you want into your life. And that would be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? That would be the cherry on the cake. Every time I say that, it makes me think of a Bakewell tart. Don't know why. Because it's got cherries in it. That's probably why. But this is it. So let these words sink in. Let this make sense to you. There is a whole process to it. But remember, it starts with you. And it starts with the word yes. Yes, when you say yes to yourself. Strengthen your heart, your mind, elevate your mindset, educate yourself, change your energetic frequency, the way that your body works, the way that the energy flows through your body. You're going to walk differently, you're going to talk differently, you're going to think differently. New opportunities, new things are going to keep coming into your life. That's only because you say, yes, I want to do this. It will take work. It isn't easy. I know I'm not saying that this is going to be a walk in the park. You just have to put the work in. You have to say yes to you. So I really hope that this helps you guys, helps you to understand this. I hope that it makes you to rethink this. It doesn't matter if the narcissist is soulless and dark. Who cares? Like, seriously, who cares? Who are they even? They're gone. They're gone out of your life. Okay? But don't let them be a lingering memory in your life. Yeah, they are all of those things. They are. Like, seriously. We've talked about it. We've gone around the houses. We've talked about it. We know. We know, my friends. And you guys know what you have experienced. And you know how much it hurt. It's done now. It's done. It's the past. And you know what? You don't live in the past. You live in right now. And you're going to create your future. So don't include them in it because they have no space. There's no room for soulless and dark. Okay? They are who they are. Bye. See you later. That's it. Now, this is about your life, your path forward, your new path forward. That doesn't include them. So don't make them live here. Okay? So that they are part of your future. Because if you're thinking about them, you're manifesting them into your life. And you know how much chaos and drama they bring into your life. And you don't need to be around that toxic energy either. You're trying to elevate your energy, not bring toxicity in it so it poisons you. Are you? No. Make that choice. Say yes to you. And that's it, my friends. That's what I wanted to say. So guys, I really hope
I was about to say that this video helps you, because this is like a typical thing that I say at the end of all of the videos. I hope this video has helped. Thank you so much for watching. But it's not, it's a live. But I do hope that this live has helped you and has helped to trigger some thoughts and some things that maybe you could do over the next few days in the run up to Christmas. I know it's the busiest time of year. And just to make you guys feel better, I haven't even started Christmas shopping. It is going to happen over the weekend. I am last minute. I literally am last minute. You can even ask Yang how these lives sometimes, he's like so annoyed with me because I literally, everything is set up last minute, but I'm here, it gets done. This is something that I need to change, not to be last minute, because sometimes this is when the mistake happens. But yes, so yeah, so I hope in the run up to Christmas, I hope that you are able to put some thoughts and some time away for you. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations, but also so does Yang. Yang also offers some support and coaching sessions. Join over to Discord if you really like the lives. It's very similar actually over on Discord, but you know, it's more like, what I mean, the similarity is the live chat that it keeps going on alongside oh my God, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied now. It's very similar. So you can connect to people who are like-minded, who have gone through similar experiences like you have, and you want to share this. Please know that this is available to you 24/7. You can come on there. It's absolutely free. You can just be on there reading the comments, or you can join in if you want to. There's like, it's up to you. There's a great bunch of people, and I think the community's grown really big, hasn't it, Yang? I don't know how many people are on there now, but Yang is on there like most of the time. So if you want to connect, you can get in contact with Yang as well. What else? I will be back with a video tomorrow as well. Usual time, 8 p.m. Completely forgotten what it's about. I recorded it yesterday. So I don't know. I just actually don't remember the title. Sorry about that. But that will be out tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK time. What else? What else? And I will be back. Yes, I will be back next Tuesday, which here in the UK is a Boxing Day. I know our US friends don't celebrate Boxing Day, or do you? Or have I got that wrong? I am not sure. Yes, 1.1k members on Discord. God, it's grown. Thank you, Yang. It has really, really grown. Yes, we are, Jared. I am a psychologist, and Yang is a coach. Thank you so much, Jokebed. Yes, sweet dreams, Pete Repeat. Thank you so much for your donations. They're really, really appreciated. And as well, Guy Next Door, thank you so much for your donations. And anybody else, Sweepstakes, I know your donation. And I know there was someone else, and I'm so sorry. I've completely forgotten. I'm sorry, guys. I don't remember who else it was, but each and every one of you who have donated, like, do you know what? This really helps. This really, really helps. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of you for being here and taking the time out to be here. You know that, like, you guys are amazing. Honestly, your energy, the way, do you know, I do feel it, because it's the way that you guys speak, the way that you write the messages. I know that some of you, you know, are really suffering, but equally I know some of you are really enjoying these lives, and they do help. For those of you who are going through this and it's really difficult, can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you that you guys are going to move forward from this, and you will get better. But you know what? It's a process. And right now, I know it's really uncomfortable, but you will move forward from this, okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to stay stuck. There's a lot of people here. Let this be an example. There are a lot of people here who were in your situation, all right? Who were thinking that this was going to be it. This is the end. But it's not. It's just the beginning. But this is a new chapter in your life, okay? Where you can create and be anybody that you want to. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I'll be back next Tuesday. I'm not sure if Yang will be, but we'll talk amongst ourselves. And I really hope that you have the most amazing Christmas. Let it be about you. Let it be about your family. Blessings and good wishes to all of you and your family. I hope it's amazing. Bye, guys. you.